Good afternoon. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Sunday, June 28th. Before we jump in, just a quick mention. As everyone knew, I said in the video, we had the Russell rebalance on Friday. Very, very volatile in the last few minutes of the session. If you weren't watching the market or came home and looked at your portfolio and went, what the hell just happened to the closing prices on a lot of stock? This is typical action on Russell rebalancing. Right at the close, the fund managers just dump a bunch of shares, and the price usually falls out of the bottom as the market makers look to make a profit off fund managers who really don't care what price they get. They just want to get out and get into the new stocks. Happens once every year. Don't feel bad. The weird prices that you saw at the close on Friday will reverse course on Monday and Tuesday, and in all likelihood, you're going to see some of those stocks actually sharply higher. Happens every year. Don't worry. That's the reason we were picking up a bunch of those plays on the dumps into the close on Friday. Anyway, let's get back to the market. Here we're looking at the Dow 15-minute chart. Nice bullish falling wedge in place. We bounced nicely off that 82.50 support and have been consolidating for the last day or so. As you can see, this square here, we're about to get a golden cross on the 15-minute chart. It's been a few weeks since we've actually seen this, and in case you've forgotten or you're new to the newsletter, golden cross is when the 50-day moving average, which is the blue line, crosses up through the 200-day moving average, which is the red line, and it is a very bullish indicator. Over the last couple of years, when we've seen this on the 15-minute chart, 99% of the time we've seen at least a 150 to 200 point pop, which takes us to that 86 to 86.50 point that I've been talking in the chat room over the last few days as at least our next target. So we should see this golden cross late Monday, possibly early Tuesday, and that should take us nicely higher. Daily chart. As you can see here as well, we're also pretty close to getting a golden cross on the daily chart. We have not seen that in about 4 years, so that too could be pretty bullish. Support right now, as I mentioned on Thursday, 8,400 is the level we'd like to see hold. Stochastics are triggering a buy here. We're breaking up through 20, so things look pretty good on the daily chart here as well. SMH continued strength in the tech stocks, which is exactly what we want to see. Nice little build here. We scroll down lower, stochastics running nicely. As you can see back in early May, this is the indicator that sent the SMH up to its highs at the 22 area. US dollar is breaking down. Quarter end a couple of days away, so no surprise there at all, but the dollar showing extreme weakness, unable to break 50 on RSI. Stochastics lost 50 and didn't bounce. ADX is negative and the strength of the trend is growing. So reason we're looking at this will fuel oil over the next few days. Our oil play is DPTR. Very nice close on Friday. This was one of those stocks that got painted right at the close, so the close is a little iffy whether or not we're going to hold, but the chart just looks fantastic here. As I mentioned in the chat room, we've raised our target from 225 to 240 on this one. RSI is breaking 50. Stochastics are breaking up. On balance volume looks good. We got a positive ADX cross on Friday, so this oil play looks very, very good for this week. URRE, Uranium Resources. We played this one back in late April. We were buying it at 60 cents, and it eventually ran to $1.60, for almost a 300% gain. It was looking like it was going to break out this week, but its competitor, URZ. Let's pull up URZ. Huge breakout on this uranium stock on Friday. It's up 50% over the last couple of days, and URRE tends to follow this stock in tandem. So we're looking for a breakout on this one. 130 is the breakout. We're looking for a $1.40 to a $1.50 on this one this week. This stock was deleted from the Russell. That's why you saw that extreme volatility late in the day on Friday, but it held up pretty well. So we should see a nice little gap on this stock on Friday. Stochastics about to break up through 20, and this could be a very nice week for this stock. ACLS deleted from the Russell. Nice big dump at the close. They actually were able to get a 40-cent pain on this one. This one will be back up at 50 cents sometime next week. No surprise there. Be very surprised if we don't open above 46 cents on this one on Monday. Sirius, 28 cents. They actually got this one to Friday. Unbelievable. They closed it at 36 cents. Right after the close, the stock was trading at 44 cents. You know, another Russell BS rebalancing thing. If it dips under 40, would look to accumulate this one. Things are starting to turn for this stock. Shorts are starting to cover, and more people are starting to get confidence in the stock. Eventually, this will be a stock trading at 75 to a dollar. Not a stock, or it's a stock I do not mind holding and will continue to accumulate. FTWR Fiber Tower Corp. We've played this one many, many times. This one just got bitch slapped on Friday on the Russell rebalance. They actually closed it at 34 cents, if you can believe it. Be surprised if this one doesn't open or trade to the 200-day moving average on Friday, 46 cents. Would have moved back to 50 cents. You know, this was just the funds bailing out of it. All the indicators are deeply oversold. We've retraced the chart breakouts, stochastics in the basement, and, you know, this one will be easy money next week. INSM. We actually picked this one up 103, 104 on Friday. Was an addition to the Russell Index. Stock tanked on Thursday on news that its drug, which by the way is FDA approved, the MDS indication that they were trying failed. It was an exploratory trial. These guys are trading at cash value. They have a bunch of cash. They've got a bunch more trials coming. Ended up hitting 116 for a 10% plus pop at the close on Friday. So if you're able to get out of that on that close, would look to add it back again. Very strong support and stops at the 200-day moving average, but this is a stock we'll continue to revisit in the coming days. OPTV trading alert Friday, $1.30. This one got painted very nice on the close. I hit $1.52. I know a couple of you guys in the chat room actually were able to book gains there. We hit our first target, but that again was Russell BS moving around. Stock closed at $1.38. Would be a buyer. $1.30 area. And as I mentioned, these guys turned down a buyout offer, cash flow positive. They've generated $22 million in cash in the last year. They've got a boatload of cash and no debt and a very nice sector. RSI is about to break 50. Positive MACD cross Friday. Very strong cross on ADX. Stochastics looking very good. And this is a stock that will be in play for us in the coming weeks. GNBT, mentioned another breakout was coming at this one on Friday. We had very nice news. Stock traded as high as 65 cents. This stock would have been 70 to 75 cents on the news that we saw on its drug speeding up flu creation, which is great for the swine flu story that's gathering momentum. But this stock was deleted from the Russell 3000, which is why there was so much selling pressure on Friday. That pressure is now gone on all these stocks, and we should see this one continue nicely higher in the near term. RSI, nice. Stochastics, nice. Unbalanced volume looks fantastic. A lot more upside coming on this one this week, in my opinion. DSCO started its breakout on Friday. Still looking for at least a bounce to the 200-day moving average. That is at $1.28. Any sort of positive news will light this one up. ASTM refilled its gap from that last spike. It's been consolidating nicely here at the 200-day moving average, and you know, all the indicators, RSI, ADX, stochastics, are telling you that another pop is at hand on this stock. I would be a buyer under 40 on this one and target 45 to 50 cents on the scalp. So that's it for the video right now. We have a lot of our plays. We'll see nice. You should see our portfolios up nicely come Monday morning on the open as the Russell rebalance BS that happened late on Friday gets reversed, and the stocks, a lot of the selling pressure on these stocks is now gone. And we should see a lot of these stocks that sold off, like ACLS, explains the inability to break out over the last week. FTWR, Sirius, and other ones like GMBT should see very nice spikes on this one this week. Favorite play going into this week, URRE, just based on the action and its peer, URZ. We should see a very nice move on this one. FTWR, of course, deeply oversold. Bargain down here and should see a very nice snapback in this one, as well as the other plays that we have there. That's it for the video. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Goodbye.